Warrant of arrest has been issued for a paediatric surgeon and anaesthetist in relation to a case of culpable homicide. This was opened at the Hillbrow Police Station. Now, this is in connection with the death of 10-year-old Zayan Syed at Park Lane Clinic. Of course, Aaron Bates is with me right now to take us through this breaking story. And I mean, it's quite a sad one, Aaron, to know what families are going through. But just putting the spotlight on this particular warrant of arrest. What are the charges that the surgeon and anaesthetics are facing?
Well, I must say the details are fairly scant now, but from what I've seen, the advocate who signed these two warrants of arrest has signed those warrants of arrest for culpable homicide. This in relation to the death of 10-year-old Zayan Syed. He went into a Johannesburg clinic in early October for what seemed to be a routine procedure, and he never came out alive. And in fact, last month, I spoke to his grieving parents, Mohammed and Zahira, in their home, and from there I then spoke to another family, the Mokwenas, who had similar complaints against the surgeon involved in these latest developments over their son Tapelo, who was very little when he too died after some medical treatment. So I have been looking into this matter for a while. It's incredibly complicated to try and get to the bottom of as someone who's not a medical specialist, and I must say that the HPCSA has not been forthcoming with records on the track record of the pediatric surgeon who's now the subject of one of those warrants of arrest.
And do we know if both, medical doctors had been practicing prior to this warrant of arrest being issued?
Well, in terms of their occupation at the particular hospital where Zayan Syed died after complications in a routine procedure for acid reflux, they were suspended, and Netcare did issue a statement immediately after that incident. But what's so concerning about the pediatric surgeon is that there are a number of families I've spoken to, not only in Gauteng, in the Western Cape, and KwaZulu-Natal, who've all raised complaints and grievances about his conduct. Bear in mind, this is someone who's highly esteemed, in fact received an HPCSA award some years ago, has taught at academic hospitals and trained up new pediatric surgeons, and there seems to be a kind of push-pull here really between those who think that this pediatric surgeon should not be practicing at all, and other parents, including a woman I spoke to, wouldn't go on camera, who said that if it weren't for this pediatric surgeon, her 6-year-old would not be alive. She spoke of several very delicate procedures this pediatric surgeon conducted, which she says saved her child's life. She called him an angel, effectively, and yet we now hear of these warrants of arrest for the very same man.
Yeah, and what we know so far about the surgeon is that he was previously suspended from Mediclinic as well. Am I correct? Because I know that he, of course, worked for Mediclinic and Netcare as well prior to, all these warrants of arrest and, allegations coming out. But he was suspended, so clearly there was an issue or complaints laid with previous, hospitals before. Were there any comments from both hospitals?
As I recall, there was some commentary from both hospitals, but I will have to go and check the record. But it's interesting you use the word clearly, because I must say that in the work I've been doing on this matter since last month and since the news of 10-year-old Zayan Syed's premature death, it's been very hard to get clarity, not only from the HPCSA, but from, people who've had positive experiences with this pediatric surgeon, and then also more broadly the medical fraternity. It seems as though there's this issue around really getting to the bottom of whether or not something is genuinely misconduct or whether it's simply an accident of fate.
We have to leave it at that. Thank you so much, Aaron Bates, for